Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. So to begin, before I put the PowerPoint up, I want to thank you all for joining. On behalf of CompuSoft and obviously in particularly SoftTech, we'd like to welcome you to our 3D storefront and curtain wall demo. We have a large crowd, which will probably continue to grow during this presentation, representing places all over the world. So good morning to some of you, good afternoon to some of you, and good evening to some of you. So with that, I will get started with the presentation. Everybody see that all right?
I do.
Okay. So again, let's welcome you to our 3D storefront and curtain wall demo. We're happy to be able to spend the next hour with you to show you some of the changes and some of the things that we've developed over the past few years to enhance our storefront and curtain wall offering. So a few notes. There's a recording of this webinar and demo, and it will be emailed to everyone who registered to attend within 24 hours of the event. If you do not receive this, I'll put my email address up at the end. Make sure if you do not receive this that you need an email, and I can get that to you. So questions, there's probably going to be a lot of questions. There's a lot of people on the call. Those questions can be submitted at any time during the webinar via there's a Zoom portal questions box. Make sure you send those. If we do not get to your question, I promise we'll catalog all of them and then we'll reach out to you individually to address your questions. And then finally, as far as feedback, it's very important. This is only the second time that we've done this in this particular format. We did one in May, and we're probably going to do more, but your feedback is very helpful in understanding what we can improve upon, what you liked, and what you would like to see in the future. So for those of you that don't know, SoftTech, right? Who are we? We've been in business for over 30 years. We are the premier fenestration software solution for the entire window and door industry. We are over 100 employees. As a matter of fact, we're at about 121 as of a meeting we had a few days ago. We represent 28 nationalities. Our customers reside in 12 different countries on 4 different continents. So it's easy to see that we have solutions and have provided solutions all over the entire world. So the 2 main people that will be hosting this event today. First, my name is Jim McCord. I'm the business development manager for SoftTech. I've been in the building materials industry ever since I graduated from college. I gravitated towards the fenestration side, started working in retail, and then I went and worked for a manufacturer for 13 years, Cornerstone Building Brands, if any of you are familiar with who that is. And then I made my way to SoftTech. So I've been with SoftTech for a year and have been thoroughly impressed and enjoy the product offering that SoftTech has. It provides real solutions for real customers. Also joining us is our senior solutions architect, Murat Alice. Murat?
Yeah, Murat Alice here. I'm working with SoftTech for 16 years now. I'm based in Istanbul, Turkey. I work with our database team on database implementation, adding products of our customers in our software. Recently, I'm supporting our sales team on product demos. And today I will be showing you our software offering.
One more person of note, my colleague, Ray Imbragata is on the phone. Ray handles the South and East is Southwest part of the United States and also South America. So I'm happy to have Ray here as well. So what is it that we do, right? First and foremost, we're a design, estimation, and manufacturing software. That is the most important thing. We believe in partnership. We are not a one-size-fits-all solution for window and door manufacturers. We provide custom best fits for your respective business while doing our best to understand exactly what it is you do so that we can provide the best solution. So again, pigtailing off that, we design, we estimate, we manufacture. So what do we want to accomplish today? Obviously, storefront and curtain wall have been a tricky thing to do for a lot of for a lot of software companies in the past. So we'll highlight storefront and curtain wall, but along with that, we want to also throw in the following. We want to show you a complete bill of materials. We want to show you optimization. We want to show you the drawings that reside within V6, which is the engine. And then finally, we want to touch upon reporting functionality. So all of these things that are native to V6. So when you get past that, these are some of the things I want you to think about while you're watching the demo today. So if you can think about when you're watching it, so what does V6, what does it do for me as a software? Well, first and foremost, it allows you to create more quotes in less time, winning you more deals. Very importantly, it allows you to centralize entire quoting and drawing processes in one location. You don't need AutoCAD, you don't need Excel spreadsheets, and you don't need some sort of software. It's all housed in one location. V6 is different than a lot of other software manufacturers out there. We're an open system, so we allow for seamless integration with third-party platforms. So whether you already have an ERP or looking into the ERP, CRMs, MES, manufacturing execution systems, we run an open API. So if that is in the cards, we integrate with just about anybody. We produce detailed BOMs. With specification, optimization, materials, and even labor. We produce detailed shop drawings, which frees up your time for your engineering department. I've had a lot of conversations with customers that spend way too much time on AutoCAD drawing, right? And so finally, it also allows for what if scenarios. Do I want curtain wall? Do I want storefront? So it makes it real easy to compare the two and see what is the best benefit for you. So with that, we'll get started. Again, if you have questions, make sure you use the Zoom portal question box. We'll try to answer those as we go along. And if we don't get to them, we will make sure that we return those questions to you within the next 24 hours. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to turn it over to Murat.
Thanks, Jim. So yeah, I'm going to, I think everyone is muted, so I don't see any issues here. So I can start the presentation. Let me stop my video as well so you can see the full screen. Okay. Can you see the SoftTech V6 screen here?
Yes.
All right. So Jim gave a summary about our software. It's a 3D software, design, estimating, manufacturing. We can connect to CNC machines, get all your paperwork, material takeoff, shop drawings, and so on. So I will start with a new code and show you some of the features. We will focus on storefront and curtain wall in today's session. We just wanted to limit the amount of things we show in a limited time. So I start with a new code and give a name. We pick a customer for our code. There's only one customer in that demo database, and you can see that coming through with the different selling, shipping address, and different contact names for each. We can associate discount with every customer. Next, I will go to default options here. These are the typical, like for all the elevations that I will put in that code, what will be the color, what will be the glass, and some other options. So, and here you can see I have clear anodized picked here. If I click there will be a bunch of, like a lot of different color options. This is all customizable options that depends on different manufacturer, different system companies, different fabricators. They will have different finish here. And then we have list of glass that is mentioned here. I can do single, double, or triple glass. I can configure the layers and inner, outer layers, and so on. So what I will do is I will now start adding elevations in this with the default options without changing them. So I pick a frame from the database. First one we will do will be this system. So I pick this storefront system. And it's asking me to input the width and height. And I will say it's going to be the light code where we can define it's going to be 2, 2, and 1 column, something like this. So this is, you can see the model coming with all the dimensions. These are all custom dimensions specifically designed for this product. At that moment, this is a real 3D model of the software that whatever getting in the BOM, it's coming from each and in the individual extrusions, the jointing, everything is as real 3D presentation here. So if I come back here and add a door, so I'm going to add an open out door to the list, to this particular light. So you can see my storefront and a door nested on the right side. So that's the final elevation. If I go to details tab, if I come back here on the this section, I can see the price being calculated with the wastage amount as well, which is like unrecoverable, this waste. If I go back, I will have for this elevation automatically the bill of material calculated. So you can see for each profile, we have the part numbers, descriptions, the cutting lengths, quantities, cut angles. Also, you see something called E-mark here, which I will come back and explain it a bit later. If you go to list of components, these are the hardware used here. And these are based on the rules that are specific to this storefront and door. Automatically, this is calculated. And then the list of glass, you can see we have 3 different sizes of glass, and also they get some E-marks, which I will again talk about later. So this one, now I will show a cross section to you on this. So if I do a cut, you can see our cross section. And I will do a vertical cut here. So that's where the door is. And you can see automatically it's been removed, the sill. However, here, if I do a cut, you can see the sill as well. Again, with all the dimensions put automatically. So this was my first elevation. And I can go now here and put a quantity that would be 5. And we can say this is, I copy this and create another frame. This one will be 3 as a quantity. And only change will be like these 2 lights will be merged. So I come back here and merge them. And I have that small change done. So I have my first elevation and then the second one here. Then I will copy this again, create another one. And this time I will add this macro that you see here. What we call macros are shortcuts in our software to do some stuff much easier than normally you would do. Let's say if you will do 25 different steps to achieve something, you could do in 1 click, or maybe 2 or 3 steps you could do just in 1 click. Or things that never possible natively, we could do with macros as well. So here we have a button to add a backpan. So if I click that and do that, so you can see that's being added. And when I go to detail on the C cut, you can see that that's there. And if I do the A cut, you can see that's being added on the backside. This is just one option, one small implementation that uses macros. We can do many stuff with the macros to achieve easier these type of stuff. If I go to the first elevation, you may want that in this, the first two lights, maybe we want a different glass. So I'm gonna go back here and run this wizard and just select the two items here and pick from here a double glass. And then these glass will be double glass here put. Now, also I will show you one thing. When I pick this, you can see I'm in the 24 millimeter folder. If I go to 18 millimeter folder, there's nothing in here. So automatically V6 is filtering the list so that it doesn't show us, you know, the glass thickness that is not possible in this design. So when I click OK, so here you can see there's now a double glass. And if I come back here, you can see we have adapter here holding that single glass. However, on the other side, we have the double glass here without the adapter. So that's been done, again, automatically with our substitution formulas, our formula engine behind the scenes that you don't see anything here. So those were 3 items added. So I will just quickly save this job and show you some estimation output. So as to get the price. So I click this button to save the job. Right now, for me, this is just a new item, new code. Only if it is get accepted or further down the process, I can change the status. All these status are customizable through your workflow. So this job is being saved. Now I click this button to print the quotation reports. We have a couple of different reports here that I will show you. So just in the preview mode, we can also generate a PDF or automatically send to the printer. So click OK. So that's been like the quotation report. We have the header page with the address information, customer. The first item, these are the quantity and size information, the finish and the glass, second item, third item, and then the grand total. So again, this is completely customizable report. This is just a sample here. And showing you another one with a window door schedule, showing the list of all the elevations here together. We can also print that with price if you want, and showing in each top right corner the price of each elevation. And then finally, you can see another document being created just for quality check purposes and can be signed. So now, before closing this, if I go here, you have seen that in the price, the optimization is considered. We have that as an optional. So what that means is, let's say in a job you have 5% wastage as per the optimization result. V6 can give you that cost with 5% added for each profile, different, of course, the wastage. And then total, it will accurately give you the final cost. Also, you can do, like, you can say that I know my wastage always, average, it's 3% in my factory. So I just want to put 3% average wastage for everything, all the profiles. Or some profiles, 3%, some profiles, 8%. So you can also put a predefined wastage factor and put that into account of your final cost. There is also option to not put that at all, and only based on the actual cut length, you can get your cost. So right now you can see the optimization results here. These are based on standard lengths. It shows, okay, you need 8 quantity, 6.5 meter, 27, 6.5, and so on. So that's the result of that optimization. Now, before proceeding with some other reports, I will show you the some different shapes and functionality that V6 can do. And also I will show you the unitized curtain wall system and get some outputs from that. So let's create another job, say more. Again, picking customer and pick a frame. So I will pick a curtain wall frame. So I have 3 different systems. So we will start with 150 here. Then it's asking me the overall width and height. So it's going to be 5 meter by 4 meter. And the light code being something like this. Click OK. So you can see the grid being created. Now I will add our units onto this. So from the template here, I come and say I need to add this 1 light unit. And then I'm going to add the 2 light unit. And again, all these units, these are only the ones we put there. You can have as many units, different shapes as you want, with some sash on the top, on the bottom, or some panels, etc. But in this database, we have those shapes. So now if I come back here for the bottom part, I will put the 1 light unit. And for the top part, I will put the 2 light unit. Okay, so you can see that's being added here. If I show you the cross section, you can see again the output with the edge having different profiles here with the surrounding conditions, and the middle part, you can see the detail. And if I do a vertical cut, you can see the detail here with again a single glass option here. With all those dimensions are designed on that particular product. So that was a unitized elevation here.
Now, Murat, can you take those 2 lights and make the mutton uneven? So where you have
so I will do some changes on this right away. So what I will do now, since this is like 2 different unit templates we did here, next thing to do will be like, can I do a global update on this? So right now, the height of this, we can just check from here. So there is a defined height here. I'm going to change that to 300, for example, and lock that dimension. So this is locked. And I will go here and say, refresh everything linked to this. And you can see, you will see that. I think the dimension was a bit small. 1 second. Yeah, let me do that a bit less. 150 and lock it, and then refresh. Yeah, now you can see, because it was almost like that dimension, it didn't show it. So what it does is it makes this 150 and then the remaining whatever is there available on that light. So the bottom is fixed and the top is automatically adjusting to fill the gap in the light. So that was a global update with it, with just changing 1 unit. You may want that one of those units are different. That's also possible. So for that, I can double click this item and say that I want to unlink this and make it like a free unit. So when I do that, when I click it, I can see at the bottom of the list that free unit. So I can come back here, unlock this dimension, maybe split this light to, let's split it to 2 and make it 3 lights. And then I'm gonna make that equal glass. So that's my new unit. So now if I go back to the overall elevation, I can see that that particular unit is changed with that having 3 light elevation. So that's how we could do that, custom change on particular units. But also the biggest advantage here is we can do a global update in all the units with just changing one template. This is based on templates here. Okay, so next is I will add I can also show you the 3D output of this one as well. So if I click that 3D button, so it's gonna bring the 3D viewer. That's a third-party software that is linked to our software. So it's rendering the object. So it's gonna take a bit of time, but then you'll be able to see the final output shortly. Yeah, so this is here, our units you can see. And again, if I come back here and do a cross section, you can see also the live cross section on this, showing, and maybe with another shape that will even give you a more idea on how this will look like. So what I'm gonna do is I will add a custom shape now. So again, picking this frame type, unitized. This time, I will bring a custom shape from the library. And that's especially important for curtain wall customers. We don't, just to be on same page, we don't want to bring the whole building in V6 because that's huge. If you're doing high rise, 60, 70 floors, we don't want to bring everything in as one elevation. We want to divide into smaller groups and bring it like that. So this one example is like rather a smaller elevation that we bring as one piece. But if you have larger elevations, we don't suggest to do the same. It's better for optimal performance to do smaller chunks. So if I bring this, you can see the shape.
And to that end, one of the things we'll show you how to do is to do it in phases and by colors. So to separate your jobs, obviously curtain walls are not installed all at once. So we have a way to do it in phases with colors. So we'll be happy to show you that as well.
Sure. So now I select this and then I will, since this type is already in there, so I'm gonna nest type 1. So that's being added. Going to the next phase, adding type 2 or type 1 again. And then last one, which I can do type 2. Okay, so if I kind of zoom out, you can see it's been, it's like a 3D elevation. The biggest thing here you will see is the cut angles are automatically calculated with different, angles, 12.6, 20, and so on. And I will show that even better in another custom elevation as well. So if I bring one more custom elevation, this is gonna be a storefront. So I go and pick my storefront frame, then go to wireframe. And again, I bring a custom shape here. So click that button. And from this list, I'm gonna bring that custom shape 1. Next, this is the shape. Import. And I will hide the annotation. So it looks like this. So you can see how the joints.
Right.
Yeah. So you can see how the jointing occurring automatically here on those edges. And I can also show you in 3D that one. And again, it's going to take a few more seconds to render the image, and it's there. So this is our detail. And if I do a cross section here, you can see how live we can see that over, like extending and showing each and every detail accordingly. All right, and also if I show you the bill of material, you will see lots of different angles here. So 23.4, 24, 75, 66 to 23.8, all these being calculated by the system. So that was with the custom shapes. I will save this code. I need to activate grouping before showing that phasing functionality, and I will do that at the end of the presentation. So now I'm saving this job as well. And you can see that there are critical errors. So I should not proceed with that. I can overwrite and ignore it, or I can just remove the item and proceed with. Typical process will be just say if I'm a power user, I can overwrite, but if I'm not, I need to assign to an engineer to further review. So in this case, since I didn't set up my user as that, I just remove it and to be able to save the job. But we have a lot of options here. When there's a validation error, you can you can either allow users to have option to overwrite, or you can allow users to not save at all, and they should just ask the engineer to proceed further. Okay, so next I will go back to the previous job, so the webinar demo, and we'll proceed with some more outputs. And after that, I will show you our fabrication link, CNC machining link. You see there are a couple of more macros here. I will talk about them as well, which one of them is the saw link, and the other one is the machining link. So let's start with some reports here. So I'm gonna print these reports. Okay, again in preview mode, and click OK. And again, all these are customizable reports. Just these are sample reports to show you the output. So you can see there's an extrusion finish report with the cut lengths, so bar lengths, quantities, some more information per meter, and so on. And total powder coat, anodized, and total coat. There's nothing powder coat in this job. Next one, it will give you the fabrication report. I have, this is my job. This is the window here, quantity 5. These are the options and elevations. You can see the bill of material for that elevation. And all the parts, glass, components, gaskets, and so on. And it will proceed with the next elevation and basically show the bill of materials for each of them like this. So next, showing the complete bill of material for the whole job. So V6 will be able to give you that. We can send that information to an ERP software for integration. So from there, you can check your inventory from that third-party ERP software. You can check your inventory and order materials if needed. Next, this is a costed bill of material, which is optional if you want to see what you will need for this job, and maybe for purchasing purpose, it will be useful to see for you. This is the extrusion cutting report where it says I have glazing bead. These are the cut lengths that actually each of them has a different E marks. So they are going to different positions and locations. And then you can see it's listing all the profiles here. The 3-page, so I didn't show all the pages. This is the hardware report, components and gasket by pack size. V6 is able to actually, if you put the pack size of a, let's say you order a screw, 100 is the pack size, it will tell you you can order 6-pack if it is, 537 is the requirement. So it will do the math and give you the pack as well as an optional, material requirement list. And also the cost can be based on that. We have the glass cutting report here that you see the glass sizes for each sheet. And this is the summary of the glass used again. The weight, perimeter, area, price information.
Hey, Murat, we've got about 20 minutes left. I just want to make sure we get to touch on optimization a little bit further. And then also, obviously, the color coding of the separation of curtain wall.
Yeah, I will touch first the machining part, which is, I think, drawing and machining. So then we'll go to there. Okay, so now this is the label report. What V6 does is when the job is ready, we can print labels for each and every individual frames, glass, or extrusion. And we can send that directly to the saw machine. You can put the bars in there. The cutting is done automatically by the saw machine, sent electronically from V6, and then we can put the labels on it, and then it can go to the assembly area. So that's all, or machining area to do further CNC. So this is all explaining that report, and this is for the glass. So this job, we can export to BIM. That's one of the features here. This is to send to a saw machine. So if I click the button, I say I want to send job number 27. You can see some machine names here. You just pick the machine name, click OK, and it will create a file that machine will read, and then you can send that to that particular machine. So now if I do a ChemLink, we will send this job to the CNC machine. So it's opening our CAM software on the background. Okay, so I want this particular webinar demo. We can pick which milling types, which extrusions we want to send the job. There are some functionality here to filter out, but I'm gonna send everything now. So I say export once selected, and it is creating the file. And if I open in our automation module, you will see the machining output. Yeah, it's just loading it. Okay, so you can see for this profile, just zooming it here. You can see we have a machining holes there. If I scroll down, all these profiles are based on the optimization with it. So the first one you see is the bar, and then you see the cuts under that bar. And if I scroll down, you can see the particular frame and all the holes. And these are all calculated based on the rules provided. If I show you something maybe different. So yeah, here. So here you can see even a bit different angular slope. So all that, again, information is sent by V6. You can do changes here on your machining for that particular milling. once you change that and save it, next time you send the same profile, it will automatically recognize that particular milling on that same profile and automatically put the new holes. Let's say the hole diameter was 5 millimeter and you want to change that to 6 millimeter. You could do that here, and then the next job automatically will come as 6 millimeter. So yeah, and then from here you can pick the machine that you want to use. And then once you simulate, it will calculate all the tools needed. So I'm going to click that button. So it's doing the work list. So you can see, like, we started with an estimation, but we even send the same database, same data, those frames we can finish with the actual machining. So you can see here, these are the all the tools selected for the job. This particular automation module automatically select the best tool to do some job. It does optimization as well. So, you know, if you have two different holes with the two different diameter hole, you need to do in the same profile. It's not each time giving you a different tool to select. It will select the tool which is compatible with both to save time. So that's optimization is done by system. And you can see nothing red here. So all approved. This job is good to go. So that's about our machining module here. So again, that's a huge advantage on having one platform from estimation to the machining. It goes, you don't need a third-party software to do all that. So now I will activate grouping on the system to show you that we can actually phase out a job into different phases. So let me close this and go to the options.
Brad, did we lose you?
No, I'm still here. There are lots of options in the software.
No, so
it's evaluating all.
We've got a couple questions. Please feel free to continue to ask questions. We've gotten them both in the chat function and also in the question box. So, so please ask away. And then we can also continue post demo with individual, more one-on-one time question and answer sessions.
So here I would say automatic group breakdown. So breakdown name can be releases, and default group name, we can call it phase 1, and click OK. If I go back to V6, now if I create a new code, you will see something showing up here, phase 1 default group. So if I quickly add a few elevations, I will show you like how you can use that functionality. So I go and say it's going to be 212. Let's say the quantity 15. Copy this, create one more. 20. Okay, change the size of it. Okay, so we have two different elevations, and then I'm gonna add a curtain wall with that same type of custom unit. Added.
So as he's doing, if you've noticed, it's in metric. This platform goes easily back and forth between imperial and metric. So you can type in, he could type in inches, you can type in millimeters.
Yeah. So this is now my second elevation. I will add my unit as I did before. Go here and to light unit, and then go back here and nest the units. And I will only add to the second phase since we are getting a bit out of time. So this one also I'm adding unit from the template. Okay. Okay, so it's done. Now what I will do, I will go to this group, add a new group, call it phase 2. And give it maybe a different color to this, a bit like this, click OK. Now, if I go to this elevation, this is, I want that to be part of phase 1, but this particular one, I want that part of phase 2. So I click that button, go here and say, this is gonna be phase 2. Also, even I can do and say, I want to do that, the 10 of them phase 1 and 10 of them phase 2, whatever the quantity. So if you click OK, it will divide actually that 20 items into 2 different phases. Now I go to this one, and this one, I will do a different grouping. I will do a grouping based on phases. So I go to second phase here, and this whole phase, I will do assignment of group as phase 2. Okay, so if I show you the output, you can see this is a different color. So you can see that this will be a part of second release, phase 2. And the bill of material will be generated separately for each of these phases. So if I go here, you can see the price of that phase. You can optimize together. This is the bill of material for that phase and bill of material of that phase. And you can optimize them separately here.
Right,
so
you could have picked something besides 2 greens, you know.
Sure. So I think that's like a good summary I did. There are lots of other features I could show, the e-mark and other functionality, which is again for fabrication. V6 can provide fabrication marks for each item, and then you can group the fabrication based on that. If I just quickly go to the other job, and here you already seen those shortcuts, or the marks there. So you can see it says OCT-1 and -2. Basically, this is the same glass. You can see 06 CT is the glass, but it says that this -1 and -2, they are 2 different size of that glass, the cut pieces. So every piece which is unique, it's either a glass or an extrusion, they will get an E-mark in the software. So if I show you the extrusion E-marks, you can see we have FS1105-BD2, there will be BD1, BD5, BD7, all these with different size machining operation, they will get different E-marks so that we can know which piece goes to which elevation and accordingly fabricate. All right, so
we got about 5 minutes left, so I just want to make sure we leave just a few minutes for questions and answers. Is that
sure.
pretty much what we have?
Yeah. So we can proceed.
So why don't you stop sharing? I'm going to pull up my screen again.
Sure. So let me switch on my camera.
All right, that should be better than last time. So lots of questions. First of all, I want to thank everybody for joining. We obviously crammed a lot into 60 minutes today. So we've got about 5 minutes left. Does anybody have any specific questions they want to ask out loud? We'd be happy to answer them. Wow, quiet group.
I think Seth has a question that he's trying to get an answer to. I'm not sure if the chat.
I saw that. That was it a question about reports being native to V6? Does that sound correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So Seth, there are a number of reports that are native to V6. I guess what we were trying to show you is there are a lot of customers that choose to create custom reports. So we probably have, and correct me if I'm wrong, Murat, I think either 9, maybe 12 reports that are native to V6 that come with the standard offering. But then we have a lot of customers that choose to make their own reports. They customize them. So it's basically, the answer to your question, yes, there are native reports, but then you can also create custom reports if it's not in the format that you want to see.
Yeah, we also support Microsoft SSRS reports as well. That's a recent implementation with it.
Very good. Any other questions? So this is what we'll do. If you see my name on there, there's my email address. We can certainly continue these questions beyond this demo today. Obviously, like I said at the beginning, you will each be getting a copy of this via email. If you review it and you want to have further discussions with us, please let us know, get in contact with us, and we'd be happy to answer any more questions that you have. Okay, for those of you that are in North America, if you are planning on attending Glass Build, please come by and see us. We'll be in booth 21 all 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So beyond that, I want to thank each and every one of you personally for spending an hour of your day in a busy time of year. I thank you very much and look forward to the collateral that's coming out. And we'll also look forward to having more discussions with you. So thank you very much, and everybody have a wonderful day.